when it comes to a Never Trumper, Never Trump is still a movement that is more about just one man. It stands in opposition to everything Donald Trump has done to the American civic life and rejects those who would wear his mantle. Now, in one of the most appalling appropriations of a political banner in years, or at least since Trump decided in 2012, after years of changing party registrations, finally he settled on calling himself a Republican, but some of the conservatives hoping to salvage the GOP's fortune after the 2022 midterms are trying to seize and redefine the term never Trumper to mean they reject Trump and no other Republicans who are like him. Now this is important. This is important because um as not as some fight among the right, but because it is a preview of how many Republicans, and especially those coalescing around Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, and they intend to rehabilitate the GOP brand for 2024. Now, the strategy will be to make Trump the sin eater for the entire party, of designating him as the GOP's sole problem, and then rejecting him and only him. Now, the goal will be to scrub away the stain of having accommodated Trump while pretending that the Republican Party is no longer an extension of his warped and anti-democratic views. This will require an extraordinary suspension of disbelief and an expenditure of gigawatts of political energy on the pretense that the past 7 years or so didn't happen, or didn't happen the way we remember them, or didn't happen but don't matter because Trump having escaped Elba to contest the primaries will finally be sent to St. Helena after his inevitable defeat. And this will be the new Republican line, and it's all fucking nonsense. Um, as one of the original Never Trumpers, an appellation adopted by disaffected Republicans and conservatives who swore never to support Trump, I think that we have a pretty firm handle on what the term is and means. I do not speak for every Never Trumper, but I am confident that virtually all of us would affirm that we were not just making a choice about a candidate, but opposing the government that coagulated around Trump. And we did this not only by expressing disapproval, which is easy, but by actively voting for his Democratic challengers, which for some of us was harder to do, but was part of actually stopping Trump. Now, in this case, we became a movement ourselves. We were not merely choosing one flavor of ice cream over another. We were examining our own beliefs and then advocating for others to join us in defending those ideas in the public square. Um, we knew what Trump represented. He's an existential threat to everything that we and millions of other Americans, regardless of party, cherished. He was an enemy of the rule of law, and he cared nothing about fidelity to the Constitution, and can never be a responsible steward of the awesome powers of the presidency. It's no accident that the first number Trumpers were heavily concentrated among those of us with connections to national security. Now, we're certain that Trump would bring racism, misogyny, and religious bigotry to the White House, and we were fucking right because he did. Trump exceeded the worst fears of all of us. We expected him to bring a clack of opportunists and various other mooks and goons with him to Washington, but we overestimated the ability of the GOP's immune system to fight off a complete surrender to Trump's parasitical capture of the party. We appreciated the threat of Trump, but we were surprised by the spread of Trumpism, the political movement that arose as a malignant mass incarnation of Trump's personality, based on racism, nativism, isolationism, the celebration of ignorance, and a will to power that was innately hostile to American institutions. Trumpism is now the only real animating force in the Republican politics. Indeed, DeSantis, the great GOP hope, is so much a Trump sycophant that he has even learned to stand and gesture like Trump. The idea that never Trumpers means more than the rejection of one vulgar and ignorant man, but that it also means never Trumpism. It infuriates a lot of people on the right. The folks over at National Review, some of whom have apparently jumped on the DeSantis bandwagon, have seemed particularly agitated in the past few days. The immediate circumstance that precipitated all this online, whining about the never Trumpers and generated the sweaty attempts to seize their mantle was, of course, Trump's dinner this weekend with an anti Semite and a white supremacist. top Republicans who should be desperate to scour the stink of Trumpism of the GOP, but who feared Trump and his base once again went weak in the knees, and most of them stayed quiet and didn't say shit. Others employed careful circumlocations. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But Mike Pence said that Trump should apologize for the dinner, which damn well Trump's never gonna apologize. As if it were, Mike Pence said that Trump should apologize for dinner, as if it were a faux pass. But we know, like I said, Trump's never gonna apologize because he blames everybody else for what happened instead of blaming himself. Senator John Thune blamed Trump's staff, always a handy dodge in Washington. Now, only a very few people were specific and unequivocal. Senate Minority Leader Moscow Mitch finally weighed in today with a shot at Trump's ambitions, saying that there was no room in the Republican Party for anti-Semitism or white supremacy. Yeah, there is, because that's what you favor, and that anyone meeting with people advocating that point of view, in my judgment, are highly unlikely to ever be elected squatter or president of the United States. Well, obviously Trump was installed, and he was racist and everything else. But Senator Bill Cassidy was more direct. The former squatter Trump hosting racist anti-Semites for dinner encourages other racist anti-Semites, but these attitudes are immoral and should not be entertained. This is not the this is the Republican Party now, because that's what you're seeing. A lot of the racism is in the Republican Party. Now, Cassidy's words are admirably clear. While he argues that such attitudes are not the Republican Party, they are in fact espoused by people widely tolerated by the base of the Republican Party, starting right at the top with the fucking fat ass Donald Trump. The Republicans know they have a problem, but many of them seem to believe their own recourse is now to say that they were all never Trumpers in the hope that voters will somehow draw an unwarranted distinction between Trump and the party that he has captured from top to bottom. But those of us who said never Trumper years ago and meant it know the fucking difference. So if you like the video, you can give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, RBW King. You can also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when a new video comes out. And if you want to support my work even further, you can donate to my Patreon link, which you can find in the About section of YouTube. And for just a little as a few bucks a month, your donation can help go a long way, and thanks for listening.